Mr. Melvin Yong, take both cards together.
Mr. Chairman, the COVID-19 pandemic has a profound impact on our transport workforce across the air, sea, and land sectors. First, it is no secret that our aviation sector has been hard hit by the pandemic. But as more vaccinated travel lane arrangements are made and air travel starts to recover, what is the government's outlook for the aviation sector? Is the worst behind us, or are we looking at a long bottom of a U-shaped recovery curve? It takes years to train our aviation staff, especially highly skilled jobs such as pilots and aircraft technicians. According to MOM's data, our air transport workforce has dropped by about 30% compared to pre-COVID staffing levels. A well-trained and well-staffed workforce is vital for Singapore to recover our status as a travel hub. How does the government intend to support the aviation sector and revive Changi Airport's manpower capacity? Are there any plans to increase recruitment to prepare for the return of air travel demand? Our maritime sector, however, has done well amidst the pandemic. Singapore's ports handled a record number of container throughput in 2021. As the sector grows and transforms, what are the ministry's plans to attract more local workers to join the maritime sector? Has the enhanced career conversion program for sea transport professionals and associates been successful in attracting Singaporeans into this growth sector? Lastly, our land transport sector saw more locals joining as bus captains, bus technicians, and rail engineers in the past 2 years, many of whom are mid-career switchers. But as our economy recovers and companies in the hospitality and tourism industries ask ex-staff to return, do we foresee an increase in attrition among our public transport workforce? How does the ministry intend to tackle this attrition and keep our essential service attractive to Singaporeans? Sir, COVID-19 also highlighted the vulnerability of our public bus workforce. We should build a reserve public captain pool, one that can be activated upon short notice to fill urgent manpower gaps. I propose to train taxi drivers to act as reserve bus captains. This reserve force could drive buses once a month to keep their driving skills and route familiarity current so that they can be activated upon an emergency. Two of our public bus operators, SBS Transit and SMRT, have taxi companies within their corporate groups today. I hope LTA can work with the NTW to initiate a pilot with these two companies. My next card. COVID-19 has fundamentally changed the way we live, work, and play. My concern is whether we need to review our pre-pandemic key planning parameters for our major transport infrastructure projects. According to data from LTA, public transport ridership in 2021 has continued to remain low. There was an average of 5.25 million bus and train trips a day, the second lowest since 2010, and much lower than the record 7.69 million daily trips in 2019. How will the permanent shifts in the way we live and work affect our long-term plans to grow the MRT network? Can the ministry provide an update on our rail expansion plans, specifically the Cross Island and Jurong regional lines, and whether we need to review the earlier ridership projections for these lines? Our aviation sector too has seen a continued slump, and the ministry had announced a 2-year pause in Changi Airport Terminal 5's construction. Can the ministry provide an update on when construction will resume, if at all, and whether there will be changes to the scope of the project? Lastly, the maritime sector has, however, performed well amidst the pandemic. According to MPA, Singapore was the world's busiest container transshipment port, handling a record high of 37.5 million 20-foot equivalent units, or TEUs, of container throughput in 2021. We are currently building the Tuas Megaport, which, when fully completed in 2040, will be the world's largest fully automated terminal with the ability to handle up to 65 million TEUs annually. This is twice of our current record high. I would like to ask whether we have oversized the capacity of the Tuas Megaport and whether the pandemic has delayed its construction timeline.